Get more out of giving.
Just to make ends meet, did you know that there is a worldwide community that would love to color your world? You only join this community by special invitation, just like this one that has been sent to you by someone who truly cares about you. So take a step out of your comfort zone and find out more about a community that offers you the ride of your life. This colorful community upholds the principles of Ubuntu, a phrase used in Africa that means community cooperation and allows everyone to thrive and not just survive. This gifting community is like a theme park. There are 6 main attractions in this theme park. They are the coal train ride, 4 different size Ferris wheels, and the OHANA shuttles. Participating in this gifting community will start your journey to the riding of the boards of abundance. Your participation and willingness to follow the guidelines determines the experience that you will have as you ride these boards. When you join Gift of Legacy, you have a choice of where you wish to start your journey. You can join the coal board, which is like the theme park train. This board was recently created to make GL affordable for everyone. Coal was designed to be a starter board and gets you going. The gift you will send to join on Coal is only $25. And that is your ticket to board the train. You can also choose to join on the bronze board with a $100 gift, which is your ticket. Bronze is the first of the 4 main boards or 4 Ferris wheels. The goal of Gift of Legacy is for everyone to be on the perpetual cycle of all 6 boards. The Ferris wheels signify the perpetual journey that you are able to ride on your journey to abundance again and again. The boards are structured so that 8 gifters enter and send an unconditional, non-returnable gift to the legend on the board. When the legend has received their first 4 gifts, they can already purchase their next ticket for the Ferris wheel ride or board, which is the silver $400 board. When all 8 gifts have been received on bronze, that ride ends and the guides become legends on their own boards. The process continues through all the rides on the $100, $400, $1,600 and ultimately the $5,000 boards. The legend is able to enjoy their gifts, 3 that they can enjoy and spend on whatever their hearts desire. Gifters are placed on the boards by the builders that invite with their links and on perpetual boards by the automated GL system. This system is maintained by Gracious Givers Movement, fondly known as GGM. This non-profit organization is overseen by the custodians, the people who created and developed GL. GGM relies 100% on donations, as no one in GL contributes a monthly fee. The community is encouraged to support GGM to ensure that all the rides are well maintained and improvements are made periodically to improve the user experience. As boards close, gifters become builders. This is the ideal opportunity to invite 2 friends to journey with you on the rides of abundance. Everyone in this theme park requires 2 friends to share their fun and excitement with. Invite 2 like-minded people who share your interest in coloring the world. Soon, you will be a guide and can assist your friends to add more people to your group or community. When everyone invites 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, the boards move constantly and everyone gets to enjoy the thrill of the rides. When a legend finishes a board or ride, they can join the next Ferris wheel in the park on their first round of rides. But they must also join the perpetual cycle of the board that they have just finished. This is how we ride the boards of abundance. The OHANA board is a new addition to the GL theme park. The OHANA shuttles move around the theme park and can even reach out into the wider community. The ticket is $50 and is preferred in USDT. The OHANA board is 100% blended. This means that nobody follows their inviter. People from across the worldwide GL community can ride the OHANA shuttles together. The legend receives 7 gifts on this ride, and this is because there is always an OHANA position already confirmed on the board. The OHANA positions will receive gifts when they are legend, which will be used by GGM for the daily running costs and maintenance of the GL system. OHANA legends will also benefit the Love Heart movement. This movement is managed by GGM and assists those who need it most. The OHANA shuttles are a continuous ride where users are automatically joined to the Perpetual cycle. OHANA means family, and this board ensures that nobody gets left behind. As gifts are sent and received by people across the world, and as users join the coal train, ride the Ferris wheels, or meet friends on the OHANA shuttles, we are indeed colouring the world. The worldwide community are all blessed by gifts that are sent peer to peer, heart to heart. But something magical happens in the theme park that has nothing to do with the value of gifts. Friendships are formed as strangers become friends. Kindness and compassion are evident as people support one another to overcome fears or to take on new challenges. We learn and grow as a community as we explore and experience the gift of legacy together.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday evening Zoom call. Looks like the good old regulars. I know we were expecting guests. I certainly was. I know other people were as well. I wonder where the guests are. But while we're waiting for them, Bev, how are you in Panama today?
Oh, Adele, I am so happy to have the opportunity to be here with you today. I'm feeling much better. I am feeling much better. And I'm just so grateful to be able to share this moment with you, the moment that I love, talking about giving and receiving from the heart with like-minded people. Thank you, my darling. Let's do it.
Thanks, Bev. Let's do it indeed. Ike, how are you this evening?
Yeah, very well, Adele. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, I can see that Bev is very well. Excited to see her. Right, yeah, I'm excited to be here. Normally we have a training on a Thursday, but today it's a presentation. And like you, I expected a few guests, but no show up. But we go on. We don't allow that to hold us hostage. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks, Adele.
Awesome, thanks. Well, I was going to do an introduction presentation if there were new guests. I can either go ahead with that, or we can do the 4 attractions, which is what I wanted to do following on from last week's presentation. So we've got the vote. What do you and Bev think? Should we do 4 attractions? Because this is a recording that we can then share to those people to follow on from last week's recording.
Yeah, I'm in for the.
That's what I was just going to say. Do the 4 attractions because it is being recorded and there are many recordings for the Gift of Legacy presentation. What do you think, Ike?
Let's do this.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's do it. So I'm going to share from my Gift of Legacy profile. There was not an app I was logging into. I just saved the URL as a widget on my phone screen. I'm presenting from my phone. Gift of Legacy is not an app. You cannot log in by your Google Store or iStore. You need to have a unique registration link, and you need to register before you can access the website. When you open the website, this is what you'll see. At at the top, you'll see boards. There are 6 boards, and we call it the Gift of Legacy Theme Park. That's what we'd love to explain to you tonight. And so I'm going to click on Academy, because the Academy has got our link tree. And the link tree has got all kinds of information in it. There's the Gift of Legacy Participants Guidelines, the videos I showed you, and other things that are very interesting, the links to our Telegram group and our YouTube channel. And then when you click on here, this beautiful color, it's a Gift of Legacy Participants Guidelines. That is everything that you need to know about Gift of Legacy. And so we're going to open it up, and I'm going to go to the index just to show you. In the index, you will see whenever in this document you see blue writing and it's underlined, you can click on it and it's going to take you exactly to where you want to be. So I'm going to click on number 5, Introduction, and it's taking us here to the little animation that you have just seen. And then there's an introduction to Gift of Legacy and introduction to OHANA. And we're going to go to understanding the 4 attractions in the theme park. So that's where we're going today, and we're going to look at it. So this presentation was made and created by one of our co-presenters. She realized that there was a need for people to understand this analogy of the theme park. And Gift of Legacy, although it is a gifting activity, we relate to it as a theme park. And the reason for that is a theme park is bright and colorful. It's a place that you go to escape reality. It's a place where dreams come true, where you have fun, and you just get out of the normal rat race, the humdrum of your life. And it was reflected in that animation. So in our theme park, we have got 4 Ferris wheels. There you can see the biggest one. There's a theme park just near Ike and I called Gold Reef City here in Johannesburg, South Africa. And from my direction, when I drive towards the theme park and I go on an on-ramp onto the freeway or the highway, I can see the children's section, and there's a tiny little Ferris wheel there for little children. And then there's a slightly bigger one. And then in the middle of the theme park is this huge big Ferris wheel, which you can see from kilometers away. And so this is exactly what Gift of Legacy is like. We've got 4 Ferris wheels. There's a steam train, which we have in our theme park as well. It's a train where you can hop on and it goes around and around the theme park. It doesn't stop. It just goes round and round all day. So if you want to get from one place to another, you hop on the train and it gets you around. But there are also little like golf carts driving around the theme park to get you to somewhere specific, or to get you to a show, or whatever you need to do. So in our theme park in Gift of Legacy, we also have the little shuttles, and they represented there in the picture, as you can see, with a little golf cart carrying the gifts around. So we're going to explain the 4 attractions to you, and explain to you how you're going to journey to abundance. Does it make you excited, Bev, Ike, to know that we're in a theme park in reality, although it's not really a reality, but this is the game we're playing, Bev?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Because even as adults, when we see a theme park, we cannot help but smile with the beautiful colors and the wonderful experience that we're hoping to have going into that gate of the theme park, especially if we carry some friends with us. Yes, Adele, it is.
Awesome. Thanks, Bev. Ike, when are we going to get together at Gold Reef City? I mean, come on now.
It's long overdue. Every time I pass the theme park, the Gold Reef City here in Johannesburg, I just think about Gift of Legacy, and I can't wait for us to really go there and actually just go on this ride. So it's just a reminder that we need to actually just put a date and commit to actually attend. I mean, to be at the theme park.
We do, Ike, and you know which brand of restaurants I'm talking about. I'm sure you do. It's the one where you can go for a farmhouse breakfast. But there's a a restaurant chain in our theme park, and I love their coffee milkshakes. And I'm sure there's a coffee milkshake waiting there with your name and my name on it. Let's do it, Ike. Let's go. But before we go to the real theme park, let's go into the Gift of Legacy theme park and tell you about the 4 attractions. The first attraction, the first thing that attracts most people to Gift of Legacy is the initial cycle on those 6 boards that I showed you. Every board you will ride the first time, and it's great. And I'm going to show you a summary shortly. Every board that you join, you will ride it one time, and then you use some of those gifts to join the next board. That's great. It's really exciting, the initial cycle. But the second attraction is the hidden attraction that is not so obvious. You don't just get to ride on the steam train or on the Ferris wheels once. You can ride on them perpetually, over and over and over and over. We represent Perpetual by the infinity symbol because it's continuous. And that's exactly why we talk about a Ferris wheel and a steam train. They don't stop. They just keep going. They keep going. They keep turning. And you can ride them over and over and over as long as you're in the game. And then we get the third attraction, the cold train. This little train that takes you around the theme park. And the attraction 4, as I mentioned, OHANA, the little shuttles. So let's look at the initial cycle. On the initial cycle, you will start. The Gift of Legacy, let's put this way. Gift of Legacy was created for us to journey through 4 boards: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. When Gift of Legacy launched on the 10th of January, 2022, yes, 3 years ago, there were only 4 boards. And with those 4 boards, you could ride the boards of abundance. So you would start with an unconditional gift of $100. We're a gifting community. We're not buying anything, selling anything. We're not putting any money in a central bank account. You contact the person who is legend on your board. And you contact them, WhatsApp, phone call, and you say, hey, Hi Bev, I'm a gifter on your board. Please, can I have your details so I can send you a gift? And on the bronze board, you start with $100. And Bev mentioned it just now. That's your one requirement, $100 to start in Gift of Legacy. The other requirement is to invite 2 like-minded and like-hearted people to join you. We use the principle of 2 by 2 by 2 building to create and develop our community. You don't go to a theme park on your own. You really don't. You take friends with you, 1 on each arm. And if you're a mom, you've got 3 kids, you're holding on to your husband, maybe granny and grandpa are coming with, you bring the family, you bring your friends. And maybe when you're there, you even phone people and say, hey guys, join us. But you've got to have 2 people to join with you in Gift of Legacy. When you complete your bronze board and any other board, you should use the first 4 gifts to go immediately and join the next board, the next Ferris wheel, which from bronze you would go on to silver. Now, the purpose of the initial cycle of bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, that is the place where you create your lineage, you create your team. You will ride these rides with your people, your friends, from bronze to silver to gold to platinum. And even on the perpetual cycles, they will follow you. You follow your inviter on bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. That is where Gift of Legacy started, and that is the initial cycle. And this is a place where you find your people, you create your team, and this is where you start building your legacy. Bev, and then I.
Yes, there are just so many things that I found when I first heard about, was invited to Gift of Legacy, that has made my heart always sing. And that's one of them. The bringing people with you to make it work. You cannot do it by yourself or sit down and wait for someone to come with you. You must, first off, you've got to love to do it. and want others to feel that love that you have with you. Adele, that is what keeps me in Gift of Legacy ever since I started in 2022. And that is what's going to keep me going forward. This wonderful promise that you can invite others to come and do something wonderful with you.
Awesome. Ike?
Yeah, I like, I think Adele, a few days ago, you posted something about passion. That you either do something with passion or you don't do it. And that's exactly when I saw Gift of Legacy, my heart just loved what we have in our hands, and that we are willing to actually take that $100 unconditional and give it to someone.
Sorry, Ike, you're breaking up a little bit. Yeah, I keep breaking up a little bit, but I agree with you. The initial cycle is where you truly learn the joy of gifting. Ike, are you with us?
Thank you.
Thanks. Ike, sorry, we lost a bit of what you said there, but I do agree with you. The initial cycle is where you learn the joy of gifting and you learn about keeping some of your gifts back to continue. You don't just take everything you receive the first time. It's a game of patience and trust, and it's a game of community. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to let Ike comment first once I've explained this, because this is his favorite part of Gift of Legacy. So attraction 2 is the perpetual cycle. We've said you need 2 confirmed invitees. When you finish your first bronze board or your first silver, your first gold, your first platinum, you will join your perpetual cycle. There's no perpetual board. It's nothing different. Nothing's going to change on your website. You just ride the board again. There might be different people on the board that you land on. There will be for sure. But it's your second ride, and then you can do it a third, fourth time until infinity. You will receive 8 gifts, but they're not all yours to keep. And when you're on a perpetual cycle, you must always have 2 confirmed invitees. If you don't have 2 invitees, you can't join the next board, and you can't join perpetual cycles if you don't have 2 invitees after your first bronze cycle. The purpose of the perpetual cycles is abundance. One word, abundance. Why would you write a board once and receive $800 and keep $300 and stop? Keep writing it. We're going to show you how much you get to keep on the perpetual cycle on every board. And you get to keep more on the perpetual cycle. So it's all about abundance, eh?
Yeah, when I grasped this perpetual cycle, it just made so much sense. I've been on a number of other platforms, other companies, and I'd never seen something like this. That purpose of perpetual abundance just summarizes it for me. I want to build a legacy for my kids and my grandkids. I want to talk about abundance. So for me, perpetual cycle just it's a cherry on the top of the whole Gift of Legacy idea. I'm so in love with that perpetual cycle. Thanks, Adele.
Thanks. Bev?
Well, just as you and Ike have said, my heart rejoiced when I recognized that I could do this over and over and over again with just putting back a little bit of what I have received. And when you start feeling the gifts coming back from Perpetual, you want everyone to recognize that don't depend upon retirement and that type of thing, because you'll only not only will you not get it back the way you're supposed to get it back, you get it back as they tell you. But with the perpetual cycle, you are the one who are going to choose your way of being abundant. That is for me a joy that I have found in Gift of Legacy, and I will not let it go. Thank you, Adele.
Thanks, Bev. So your first ride and your perpetual cycle is where Gift of Legacy was created, your journey from bronze to silver, gold, and then to platinum. Then, towards the end of 2023, the custodians, the people who created Gift of Legacy and who oversee it, created the coal board, which we represent in our theme park by the steam train. Some people found it a bit expensive to start with an unconditional gift of $100. $100 in South Africa is about 1,800 Rand, which is the pension fund that many people receive from the state pension fund per month. It's a lot of money. So a board was created as a second starter board, the coal board. When you join coal, you send an unconditional gift of $25 to the legend on the board. Gifts are always unconditional and non-returnable. Once you've sent a gift, you can't ask for it back. You will land on a board where your inviter is if he or she is on coal. You don't have to be on coal. If you were already on your journey from bronze through to platinum, you don't have to be on coal, but you can benefit from it. So I don't know why people wouldn't want to join it. So you will land where your inviter is if they're on coal, and if they're not there, you will follow someone in your inviter's lineage. That means if your inviter's not there, you will follow their inviter or their inviter. You go up the family tree. You cannot re-enter or enter the perpetual cycle of coal until you have been confirmed in bronze and you have 2 confirmed invitees in bronze. If you do not have 2 confirmed invitees in bronze, you cannot join the perpetual cycle of coal. Why? Because people being people go for the quick money and they will limit themselves to the small amounts. The idea here is abundance. The idea is creating a legacy. You're not going to create a legacy on $25 boards. When you enter the perpetual cycle of coal, you don't follow lineage. You know the ropes now. You know how this theme park works. Now you're not going to get into the carriage of the train with people you know and follow them. No, you're going to meet with other passengers on the train, new people, to help them and guide them and inspire them and to move them. It's just a starter board. It's a starter board. It's got nothing to do with your lineage. Remember, your lineage grows from bronze to silver to gold to platinum. So coal is just a starter board to help people to get into the theme park, to get in the game. So it doesn't matter if you, on your perpetual cycle, are on a board with people you don't know. We call this blending, being mixed up, meeting different people in the community. You're there to help other people to get to where you are. So it's a wonderful thing, blending. You can join bronze without 2 invitees. So you can join on coal, receive as a legend, and move on to bronze even without 2 invitees. Your invitees are only allocated to you when they are confirmed on bronze. Okay, so if you've got invitees and they're on coal and you're on bronze, it's still not going to allow you to enter the perpetual cycle. Your invitees need to be confirmed and on bronze. Again, it's to stop people riding the small board. Go into the theme park, explore the big rides, chase your dreams. Don't be limited to sit in a little carriage on a train. There's a big Ferris wheel out there that's going to allow you to see the world in a totally different way. The purpose of the coal train is to help you to start your ride to abundance. It's got nothing to do with your lineage. It's got nothing to do with your journey. It's just a starting point. But the benefit is you can write it over and over, helping other people and receiving gifts from the coal train. So you need to see it as a separate attraction in the theme park. Your goal when you enter the theme park is to move from bronze to silver, gold to platinum with your team, with your people. Coal allows your people who can't start on bronze to enter in and then to follow you. But everybody can ride coal over and over. It doesn't matter. It's not going to affect your progress in the game. So embrace the blending, embrace meeting people in the community. Bev?
When this board, my darling Adele, when this board was opened, I was the happiest person in Gift of Legacy because here in Latin America, and I'm sure all over the world, $100 was not easy to come by. When I saw that I could invite people to come for $25, I got so grateful. And I keep telling myself, I would love for people to just listen to the recordings of these kind of presentation that we do, because in this way they will learn for themselves and see for themselves how they can build abundance with the love they have in their hearts for the people that they invite to come to the theme park with them. It is amazing how the co-creators of this wonderful Gift of Legacy thinks about humanity. And the coal train, you should not have to wait. You should just go inviting and inviting and inviting people. And this way, you will not sit on this train alone. Thank you, Adele.
Thanks, Bev. Bev, you know, that humanity that you talk about and that love for your people, it extends to all people. It's a term that we call Ubuntu in South Africa and in Africa. And Ike's the best person to explain Ubuntu because it is the core principle of Gift of Legacy. The reason we have blending on the coal board, and you're going to hear now it's on the OHANA board too, the reason there are blended boards in our theme park is truly about Ubuntu, isn't it, Ike?
It is. Yeah, so just like Bev said, and you touched on it, when the idea of coal board was introduced, it just changed a lot of things in our South African context. And I see that it's not only us in South Africa, because like you said, $100, it's a bit of money. A lot of people struggle here in South Africa. So when the idea of $25, about 500 rand, or even less than that, was introduced, people embraced it. I can bear witness that in our team, we have a team here in Johannesburg, we have a team in Petersburg, Polokwane, and all that. Our team has actually embraced the idea of actually the coal board, and we will forever be thankful to the custodians for actually seeing that need and actually just feeling it. It has made such a big difference to the extent that in our team, we in a month, there's more than 10 boards that are filled. Profiles that are created. So there's so much movement because of what the coal board has done. And underscoring that, it's the aspect, that idea of Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because of you. And now talking about our team, we have actually demonstrated that we don't want to leave anyone behind. We have joined hands, we have actually helped each other to come into the coal board. And that has actually made such a big difference, because that word, Ubuntu, is such a rich word, a phrase in South Africa. When you are in a wedding, there will be talk of that. In a funeral, there will be talk of Ubuntu. just in Stokvels where people come together to club together, there's always a talk of Ubuntu. So it's a rich phrase that is used here in South Africa. Thanks, Adele.
Thanks, Akia. Ubuntu means I am because you are. And 5 years ago, the world learned what it meant for communities to stand together. Here in South Africa during lockdown, it was incredible how people just reached out to others. My family were victims, patients of COVID, and we were in quarantine. People came to our house, dropped off food, sent us food deliveries, put money in our bank accounts, brought us sanitizer, just, drove past and hooted and waved because we couldn't go out. And that was the sense of Ubuntu that I think many people have forgotten. And truly in Gift of Legacy, this is a community, and we don't just throw the word around. When we talk about Ubuntu, we are talking about people linking arms and doing this together. You can't build a community on your own. And so Ubuntu is really a very important principle. It is the key principle in Gift of Legacy. And it starts on the cold board when you embrace this idea of blending, of being with people from other nationalities, of other communities, and helping them to get started. And then you build your lineage from bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Now, my favorite board, this is my favorite board. My favorite board is the OHANA board. OHANA is a Polynesian word, a Hawaiian word that means family. It means no one gets left behind. Ubuntu, OHANA, different languages, same meaning. It's about community. Now, in Gift of Legacy, when you are legend on a board and the one side of the board fills up with 4 gifters, the person who's the guide on that hemisphere can move off and go and create their own board and be legend. But your original board does not close until the other hemisphere is complete. So if that guide finishes their board before you and they join their perpetual cycle, they come back and complete the other half of the board in the principle OHANA to make sure the board completes. So last year, in 2024, a board called OHANA was launched. Now, the reason that OHANA was launched is when you join Gift of Legacy, you get a link from your friend, you register, you verify your email, you see who the legend is, you contact them personally, it's peer-to-peer and private, and you gift them $25 or $100 wherever you start your journey. And that's it, you're in Gift of Legacy. There are no monthly fees, no registration fees. Nothing is paid to the platform. And this is a platform. It's a platform that extends over most of the countries in the world. That means there are computer servers, there's a developer, there's ongoing fees on a daily and monthly basis that need to get paid. We don't pay anything, we send and receive gifts. But there are overheads that need to be paid. The lights, the electricity, the cogwheels in the theme park, the maintenance of the Ferris wheels and the train, all of that maintenance, development, and upkeep comes at a cost. And the custodians have been covering that through an organization that they started when GL started. It's a non-profit organization called Gracious Givers Movement, or GGM as we fondly call it. They've been funding all of the development, upkeep, maintenance. Community were asked to gift accordingly, to show gratitude for big gifts or small gifts they've received. And they did, but people being people stopped. And so funds stopped coming in. So the geniuses that the custodians are, with the developer, created the OHANA board. When you join OHANA, you send an unconditional gift of $50 to the legend on the board. You don't need 2 invitees to join OHANA. That means somebody on a cold board can join OHANA. As long as you are confirmed on coal or bronze, you can join OHANA. It is 100% blended. There are no lineages. Think about those little shuttles that drive around the theme park. Maybe you arrive at the theme park as a family, but the teenagers want to go on the crazy roller coaster. Mom and dad want to go with the kids to the kiddie section, to the small rides, and Granny and Grandpa are taking the lazy boat ride on the river, the log ride. But you all have a plan to come back to the tea shop at lunchtime to come and have your hamburgers and milkshakes. But some of the places are far away, so you jump on a little tuk-tuk on a little golf cart and you zoot off, do what you want to do, and you come back. And you all meet at a central place. Guess what? There's going to be people on those golf carts you don't know, and you're going to chat to them because you're not going to sit there. Everyone's having fun. That's what OHANA is about. It's 100% blended. You join a board, you are not following anyone. You might see someone you know, but the chances are very slim. Again, it's got nothing to do with your journey from bronze to silver to gold to platinum. Nothing. It's got absolutely nothing to do with it. So you must remain confirmed on coal or bronze to participate in OHANA. So you need to join your perpetual cycles. And you need your 2 invitees as soon as you can so that you can do that. The purpose of OHANA is to support GGM. It's simple, to keep the theme park going. Without OHANA, without people gifting gifts, the theme park is not going to be able to function. Currently, in Gift of Legacy, there's a huge maintenance project underway. It's called compression. In September last year, inactive people who had not logged in for 6 months or longer, were removed from the boards. So currently there are gaps on boards. There are empty spaces. Don't be worried about that. There's maintenance in progress to sort out the Gift of Legacy system. Because as you've heard us say, we've developed new boards, things have happened, things have changed in the last 3 years. So a major maintenance project is underway. Who's paying the bill? Who's paying the bill to the developer for his time? GGM. So let's join our OHANA boards. You only join once with $50. You join once with $50. You will receive 7 gifts. So you receive $350 and $300 is yours to keep. The reason you're receiving 7 gifts is because there will always be an OHANA profile on your board. When they get to legend position, the gifts they receive, they keep, those $300 they keep, go to GGM. It's a genius creation by the custodians to help to fund the system without implementing a compulsory membership fee for everybody, which we already know is not going to be affordable for many. This way, by 1 gift, you can continue on a perpetual, this is a perpetual board, you can continue to receive $300. I embrace OHANA. I support OHANA 100%. And when I have a new invitee joining, I say to them, okay, which board are you joining on? Great. Bronze, okay. Coal, wonderful. Please join OHANA next before you join any other board. It's a standard in my team. I know it's a standard in your team too, right?
It is a standard, Adele, and we'll forever be thankful to the custodians for having had the foresight to actually bring this forward to support Gift of Legacy, but also to let the members benefit. A brilliant idea. We don't, right at the beginning with Coalboard, we explain everything, and we point out that we all have to support our Gift of Legacy. Otherwise, this idea, this platform will not last long if we don't actually support it. So I'm 100% behind supporting OHANA. So that's my take. Thank you.
Thanks, Ike. Bev?
Well, we who have been in Gift of Legacy, who have got the heart and the mindset for being givers, we understand that to give, you get. When you get, you give. And Ohana is so beautiful because not only are you giving, but you're also receiving part of what is there to be passed along. Ohana is, in my mind and in my heart, exactly what is needed amongst each and every one of us. Because if we want abundance, we have got to keep putting a grain of salt, a grain of sand back into where we're getting from. This is my love for Gift of Legacy. I have found everything that I have desired, and when they gave Ohana and the cold board, I have been, this is it. I don't want to do anything more. Thank you, Adele.
Thanks, Bev. You know, Ohana, you only put $50 in once because you receive $350 and you use $50 to join the next board. It's once. And then when you receive the money, keep 300 and pass 50 forward. So you don't have to keep finding new grains of salt. You just keep passing one on all the time. It's a no-brainer. We need to support Ohana. We really need to support Ohana. So in Gift of Legacy, if I think of the theme park, that's the image I have in my head. There we have the theme park with the infinity rainbow, the bright, colorful rainbow, symbolizing our slogan, let us color your world. You see the big Ferris wheel and the three smaller ones, gifts are flying around. There's a steam train driving around and around the theme park. And inside those tents are little shuttles. You can't see them because they're zipping around, but they're moving gifts around and sending them to GGM. It is important in Gift of Legacy to join the board sequentially. You start on a $25 or $100. It's your choice. You then move on to the $400 and you join the Perpetual of the previous. Then you join the $1,600 gold board and the $5,000 platinum board. Users must join the perpetual cycle of every board that they have completed as a legend, because that's where you experience the power of the perpetual cycles. And that actually is the end of the presentation. I thought in this presentation we had the train slide, but I don't think we need to go into that. There is a recording that we shared from last week's presentation, the introduction to Gift of Legacy, where we explain the perpetual cycles, how much you get to keep, and we show you the money. And if you would like to know more information about that, get that recording or join us on Tuesday evening next week, where we do another introduction and we answer questions. I want to thank each and every person who's here tonight. Thank you for your time. I know we're a small group, but there might be questions. Some of you might be guests. So at the bottom of your screen, you are able to raise your hand. There's a thing called reactions. You can raise your hand and that will happen. A little hand will go up. I did it on a different one. There we go. A little hand like that will go up. We will allow you to speak, ask your questions, raise your hand so we can unmute you, and we can explain more to you about Gift of Legacy in this theme park that for us is not a reality. It's unreality, but it's a reality because we've experienced the joy of the theme park, haven't we, Bev?
Oh, yes, we have. And this I have experienced from I began. And each time I participate as a presenter to other people, I hope and my heart desires that their heart will open also to recognize that there is a place for loving each other Just like Ubuntu says, I am because of you. Thank you, Adele.
Thanks. Dinkley, I'm going to ask you to unmute. I see you have a question. You can unmute,
Thank you
Dinkley.
very much. Yes,
Hi.
thank you very much, Adele. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Am I
can hear you.
audible?
Just louder. Just speak a little bit louder.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you very much for a beautiful presentation, though I joined a little bit late. I had prospects that I was explaining the business to, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I came in late. My question is, I just want to get clarity on for one, I understand they have to join the coal or the bronze board. Do they have to have their two people in order for them to join the OHANA board?
No.
Thank you.
No, I said that on the OHANA board. You don't need two people to join OHANA. You do need to be confirmed on a coal or a bronze board, though. So you need to be participating in Gift of Legacy. But you don't need two people, because this is a great way to support the system that you're building your legacy on. And we understand that some people have invitees on coal who've not yet got to bronze, and so they're not allocated as your invitees. They're in the system, they just haven't been registered as your invitees yet because they're not yet confirmed on bronze. So the answer is no, you don't need two invitees to join OHANA. You just need $50 and to be confirmed on bronze and coal, or coal. Okay. Any other questions? Ike, anything from your side? You didn't get a time to summarize there?
No, I think you captured it well, and Bev did excellent job to capture it. There's nothing more to add to that. I think that question that Dinkley asked, it's a valid one, and you answered it so well that for HANA, you don't need two. But for bronze, you do need you two to actually proceed to the next board. So that's just what I wanted to underscore and to just briefly speak about. So for me, spot on. And then your explanation that there's no need for us to go to the slide that we showed last week. If someone wants that, they can access the recording. You can watch that on the recording, or even join us next Tuesday.
Well, you know what? In the spirit of Ubuntu, let me just share it because I know where to find it. So let me just go straight there. Again, I'm going into my Gift of Legacy profile, into the website. I'm going into the participants guidelines. This is a 47-page document that gives you all the information that you need to know about Gift of Legacy. And I know that there's a page here in the index called Riding the Boards of Abundance. It's number 18, Riding the Boards of Abundance. Here we go. I just need to make it bigger so everyone can see. This is actually better that I showed to you piece by piece like this. So the coal train, when you start the coal train, you will, let me just see if I can, I'm just trying to get rid of this. Okay, don't worry about that. When you start in Gift of Legacy, the coal train is a $25 board to start. Then your bronze board is $100. That's a small Ferris wheel. Then $400 is silver. Gold is $1,600. And platinum is $5,000. Currently, those are the 5 boards. OHANA is not here. It's not part of this because remember, those are little carts that are driving around the theme park. Let's move up here. Coal and bronze are your starter boards. And then you move on to silver, gold, and platinum. On your first round, you will receive gifts, 8 gifts, but there's only some of them you get to keep because you need to hold back some to join your next board and then to join the perpetual cycle. So on coal, on your first round, you will receive $200, 8 gifts of $25. You only keep $75 because you need to use $100 to join bronze and $25 to ride coal again. So you only keep $75 on your first round. On your first round in bronze, you will receive 8 gifts of $100, $800 in total. That means you are going to join silver for $400 and keep $100 to ride bronze again, which allows you to keep $300. You started the bronze board with $100. You get to keep $300 after you have progressed to silver and join the bronze perpetual cycle. Silver, you now have already joined for $400. You will receive 8 gifts of $400. So that's $3,200 in total. You need to hold back 4 gifts to join gold, which is $1,600, and keep $400 to ride silver on the perpetual cycle. So you keep $1,200. It's a lot of money, times that by 17. Okay. On gold, you have joined with $1,600. You receive 8 gifts, which means you receive $12,800. You need to send $5,000 of that to the legend on platinum. That's going to test your faith and your trust in the system, but do it. Do it. I can't wait to do it. I'm a few weeks away from doing it. Then you keep $1,600 to ride gold again, and you keep $6,200. Do you know what you can do with $6,200? You can pay your son's university fees up front for the year, because that's what I've just done. I've received 4 gifts in gold. I've got 4 more to receive. I received 4 gifts now in January, and I was able to pay my son's university fees up front for the year and get the early bird discount. I've never, ever paid his school fees in advance, ever, since he was 3 months old and he started daycare. But in 3 years in Gift of Legacy, I've achieved what I couldn't do in 21 years. Think about that. So that's what you keep, $6,200. On platinum, you receive $5,000 gifts times 8, which is $40,000. And there's no higher board currently. There is one in the pipeline, but we're waiting for compression to complete before we hear more about that. So let's just say there's nothing right now. There's no higher board. You have to keep $5,000 to ride Platinum Perpetual again. Remember, the goal of Gift of Legacy is to be on the perpetual cycle of all the boards. $35,000, it's about 660,000 Rand, give or take. Now, on the perpetual cycle, I'll put it like that so you can compare. On the perpetual cycle, on coal, you don't have to worry about joining bronze. You're already there. You only keep $25 back to ride coal again. So you keep $175. It's $100 more on your perpetual cycle that you keep. On bronze, you don't have to join silver. You're already there. You keep $100 back to ride bronze again. You keep $700, where in your first round you received and kept $300. On silver, you don't have to worry. You're already on gold. You just hold $400 back from your $3,200 to ride it again. That means you're keeping $2,800. On gold, it's way better than $6,200 that you get to keep. On your perpetual cycle, you keep $11,200 because you are already on platinum. You only need $1,600 to ride gold again. And then platinum is the same. First round, perpetual, it's the same. You keep $35,000 because you don't need to join a higher board, and you keep $5,000 to ride it again. Look at the bottom line. Literally, look at the bottom line of numbers. You can be receiving not all at the same time, not in the same week, not in the same month, but when you are on the perpetual cycle of all of these boards, and remember on OHANA, you keep $300. So you could be receiving gifts of $300 on OHANA, $175 on coal, $700 on bronze, $2,800 on silver, $11,200 on gold, and $35,000 on platinum at different times when you need it most. It has a way of working out that you receive when you need it most. This is a gifting activity. It's not a company, it's not a business. It's got to do about community. It's got to do about faith. It's got to do about trusting the system and participating and following the guidelines. But that's the bottom line. So are you in? If you are intrigued and you want to know more, watch the recording that we shared from last week, the introduction, or come on Tuesday. We'll unpack Gift of Legacy in a bit more detail. But if I look at that bottom line, I'd join again in a heartbeat. Ike, what do you think?
Absolutely. Thanks, Adele, for having had the idea to bring that slide. It just puts everything into perspective. Thank you very much. The ball is in our court, guys. For us who have been in Gift of Legacy, this is what we have in our hands. And this is what people are looking for out there. Let's go and make a difference in the world. So that's what I can say. Thanks, Adele.
Thanks, Ike. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and co-presenting. Bev, would you
I
join
promise,
again?
I promise you, every time I see those two lines, the top line and the bottom line, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to leave this, because at my age of 75, where can I go to find that? By just inviting people to come and have fun with me. And the other thing is, I will not ever need to do this alone, because I have people like you, Adele. I have people like Ike. I have people that is just also in love with this as we are. That's why we do it over and over, because we know one day people are going to wake up to what Gift of Legacy, heart to heart, mind to mind, can do for every one of us. And I thank you with all of my heart for being here. Tons of love.
Thanks so much, Bev. Thank you. So unless anyone has any questions, we just want to say, join the theme park with us. Let us color your world, and we'll see you again on Tuesday evening. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for being here. Good night. God bless, and goodbye.
Good night, Adele. Love you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ike. Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.